Gemini, hello and welcome to your March 1st through the 15th of 2021. This is a overall energy 5 card general tarot card reading. It's intended for the larger collective of Geminis, and it's meant for general information purposes. The information may not resonate with all Geminis, and that's understandable because it's general, so please take what fits and let the rest go. To save time, I already shuffled the cards and asked for the universal guidance as the cards were ejected. If you are unfamiliar with what the 5 card tarot card reading is about, please look at the description below, and that will give you much more in-depth information about that. And to be brief, the first card here represents your past influences, and this is overall energy for the collective of Gemini. This is energy that may have resonated and has resolved itself during the past anywhere between 30 up to 6 months as of now, and or could be lingering and still be present. This second card here represents the present energy. This is the energy that is going on currently in this time frame. The third card represents the future energies. This is energy that is on the cusp or will be presenting itself shortly, or has not presented itself but it is hanging out there. The fourth card represents the challenges. This is your challenging energy. This is energy that typically is presented in really a way of choices for you. And of course, use your own free will based on whatever decision you choose to make. And the fifth card represents the overall outcome energies, things that are coming to a close or will be closing for you during this time frame. So, with that, we have, in our past energies for this time frame, we have the Four of Swords, and it says our past influences. So angel and spirit guides, please help us understand for Gemini where the Four of Swords is present in their past influences or past energies during this time frame, please. Okay. Gemini, the Four of Swords is an energy that represented it, or not represented it. The Four of Swords was an energy requiring or asking you to sort of take a break or to take a rest, and the reason why was to sort of prepare you for any other challenges that were going to come. I think for many Geminis, you reached some sort of important milestone in the past 6 months, and in doing so, you needed to really sort of recharge your energy before you took on the next phase. And when you take on the next phase, feeling refreshed, you're going to be ready to go. So we know, Geminis, that for many of you, you like to be highly productive and you like to be driven, and the universe basically, was asking you, particularly with the Four Swords and the past influences, was asking you and encouraging you to take time from your busy schedule, because it felt that it was important for you to restore your energy and to heal your body and even your mind. We know that constant stress and tension can be a challenge for many, and it can will even break the heart and most resilient of individuals. But brief periods of rest can enable you and can help you refresh your energy and your concentration, and it increases your focus so that you are ready and we're ready for the next challenge. So for many Geminis, I'm also picking up the energy that it's the past 6 months. There were many of you who were going through tough times, and particularly with the coma or COVID-19. And this could have been from the energies that related from COVID-19 to the trauma of a breakup or some sort of departure of a relationship or a family member. It could have been financial and health reasons, stress, conflict, any of those. With all that stuff, the Four Swords was really presented in your past influences as a sign to take a step back and to help you gain a new perspective. And that could have been, either taking off a day off work, taking a travel to a different destination, or taking take time to smell the roses, as they say, spending time with your loved ones, whatever you needed to do, you were encouraged to take that break. And it was encouraging you to take the break and not make decisions until you did take that break. The Four of Swords is an energy that itself presents a new challenge, and the challenge for you was basically to stay silent and to be inactive, because it was important for you, Geminis, to build up and really to build up your mental strength, and by clearing your mind, particularly of any sort of mental clutter that was stressing you out. You were encouraged basically to meditate in some way or another, and to spend time in a place that sort of creates peace and calm and tranquility for you. Some Tauruses may have went on some sort of formal or informal retreat, or you did an online or your self meditation course to help you with this. Whatever you did, it was important that you replenish your strength and to spend time connecting with your own higher self. The Four Swords in your past influences is an energy that was intended for seclusion, or even a short-term seclusion. It was intended to encourage you, Geminis, to have some sorts of solitude, and to allow you to negotiate whatever situation you were in, and give you time apart from others to gather your thoughts and your own feelings. Following, particularly, it was an energy to allow you to reevaluate your life, and intended to help you sort of recharge your batteries and rejuvenate. It typically is a solitary experience for those that were able to be as solitary as possible, and perhaps if you live by yourself and under COVID-19 you had a lot of time to do that, but you were able to, by doing such, by giving yourself or allowing yourself that solitary sort of experience, the outcome of that is going to allow you to bring whatever you want and whatever you want to accomplish, that you would be able to do so with a stronger inner strength and stronger self-confidence. And it allowed you to sort of retreat from any sort of pain or conflict or distraction, and sort of rid yourself of that stress and any sort of anxiety that you may have been experiencing. Again, the solitude, or any sort of solitude or meditation that you were able to do in these past 6 months, was really to help you recharge yourself and encourage you to look inward, and real change, for any sort of real change that you wanted to do to accomplish. For many Geminis, it's also an energy that comes about when, as an indicator that you need to take some time to review your own progress, or where you want to be. It serves as a time to reassess your priorities, and it's sort of it's sort of like your own sort of post-implementation review, and allowed you to sort of look at what your own milestones were, particularly if you what you've accomplished so far, whether it's in your life or just in some sort of change that you wanted to make. It encouraged you to create time and space to evaluate on any situation that you feel has worked well for yourself, and where things may not have been going the way you wanted to. It was allowed you to sort of reassess that, and it's important to understand that pausing to reflect after any sort of major challenge that comes to you helps position you, Geminis, in a better position for success in your future. So, in our present energies, we have the Prince of Pentacles, and in some tarot cards it's known as the Page, but they're the same. So we have the Prince or Page of Pentacles in our current or present energy for you, Gemini. So angel and spirit guides, please help us understand why the Prince of Pentacles or Page of Pentacles is in the Gemini's present energy during this time frame, please. Okay, well, Geminis, understand that the Prince of Pentacles or the Page of Pentacles, again, like all pages are in the tarot suits, they typically are bringing about a message, and for you, and in most cases they're a message that is about some sort of new beginning, and it's a message of inspiration, and or some sort of initial stages that will allow you some to work on, or to create some sort of special project or venture. Um, Keep in mind, Gemini's, the Pentacles typically represent the material realm, and they usually correspond to, the elements of Earth, and uh, yeah, it responds to the elements of Earth, and particularly with the Page of Pentacles, this is, it symbolizes or have this energy of allowing an awareness in the value of money, and the value of wealth and possessions and career and even your own physical health. It's an opportunity and an energy to manifest more of these sort of material blessings, if you that's what you desire, and it's an energy that welcomes new opportunities, and new opportunities that will bring some sort of material wealth or life to it, such as a new job, a new business, a financial windfall, or even if you wish to discover, your own sort of dreams that you want to manifest, or you want to, change in your own particular life. Keep in mind that with the page, or the princess or prince of pentacles here, when it appears here in your present energy reading, this is really the universe's encouragement for you to tap into your own ability, so that you can manifest personal goals, or any sort of dreams that you have, that you may have been thinking about, and sometimes it even presents itself as a new project, and it could be in a form of a hobby or a business venture, or even a new educational experience. It also brings an energy of excitement, and particularly an excitement of the possibilities and the potential that is available to you, Gemini, particularly if you put your mind to it. And it's an energy that it's an energy that is going to bring about to you, particularly knowing you're going to have this sense of knowing that, with a pragmatic approach and a little bit of planning, it's going to lead you to some sort of solution that's going to work for you, and it's going to bring about those sort of outcomes. Keep in mind that, the Page of Pentacles it represents an energy of an avid student, and, student who seeks to learn the skills, and wants to ensure his or her success in the long term. The Page of Pentacles typically is appearing in your present energy. When it appears in this present energy, it's a meaning, and it's an energy that says to you, Gemini, that you're ready to up level your skills and to learn something new, so that you can manifest your dreams. See this card as an energy, and particularly as an invitation to take a class, to continue your education, to start a new apprenticeship. Anything that's ready, that has to do with a little bit of learning, that's going to focus you on moving forward. Keep in mind that even if you're already, prosperous in your current field, or you're already knowledgeable, the Page of Pentacles here is, even with you have all the knowledge in your current field, with this energy, it's encouraging you to learn something new and discover a new aspect of yourself. It's that sort of energy. Because keep in mind that, the more skills that you bring to yourself, the more goals and dreams that you can achieve, and that's what really is about, that goes hand in hand with this. The Page of Pentacles also is an energy that shows that perhaps for some Geminis, you're considering a new business, or even an entrepreneurial sort of venture, and you may be, or at the initial stages of starting up something that is important to you, or has meaning to you right now. So, it's going to give you the enthusiasm and commitment, and even wanting to devote that focus to this sort of to help you see this new venture, this new project forward for you. So this is again about learning and feeling excitement about something that you want to learn. In our third card of our future energies, we have the Hierophant, and now this is a major arcana card, and the Hierophant is in reverse position for you. So, angel and spirit guides, please help us understand for our Geminis why the Hierophant is in its future energies during this time frame, please. Okay, well, understand that when the Hierophant, which is the major arcana card, when it's in its upright form, it's a positive energy. However, when the Hierophant is in the reversed card, it's an energy that reminds you, Gemini, that you are your own teacher, and all the wisdom that you seek comes from within, and not necessarily from external sources or an external power. So if you are being guided, or you feel you're being guided to follow your own path, it's that energy that you want to perhaps adopt your own spiritual belief system, and that is a spirit of whatever spiritual means to you. But you're wanting to sort of seek it, and you want to sort of you want to challenge yourself, and in some cases you might feel that this is unsettling, because you're wanting to make your own way. But over time, I think, with Gemini, you're going to really, the lesson for you here is you're going to learn to trust yourself, and it's going to allow you to tap into your inner knowledge. And keep in mind that others that may question what your motivations are, to go against sort of a tradition, if this is sort of the traditional learning. But you need to understand that deep within yourself that it's time to learn something new that's meaning to you, not necessarily a trade. This is a self-learning, a knowledge about a higher self. With the reverse Hierophant and this future energies, it's an energy that's telling you that you no longer need sort of external approval in order to succeed, and that you're ready to sort of go it alone and do it your own way, even if that means going against some sort of convention that you've been taught. This is an energy that's going to give you permission, Gemini, to trust your own inner guidance system, and even allow you to create sort of your own path forward, as long as it's for your own higher good. The Hierophant reversed is an energy about challenging the status quo, in a good way, and it's allowing you to see alternatives, ways to viewing things, and that's what's really critical here. This is about seeking your own truth and allowing you to make up your own decision, and that it's an energy that you no longer have to sort of accept rigid structures or tradition or even a dogma that surrounds you. It's allowing you to have that opportunity to seek out opportunities, to sort of sustain your own personal power, and individualization, and that's what this means. So if you've been feeling restricted by, or even constrained by some sort of sense of tradition that you've been brought up with, this is going to allow you to have that sense of freedom and even flexibility, and it's going to allow you to look at things sort of differently and not necessarily have to feel tied down by those things. Keep in mind, Gemini, the reversed Hierophant is an energy that encourages you to examine the way you do things around, and particularly for yourself. It's about yourself, and it's allowing you to ask yourself whether whatever it is that you do aligns within your own values. And in some cases, if you've sort of been running on an autopilot, and just sort of following the crowd and whatever it is that you do or how you think or how you feel, this energy is really is going to allow you to see that changes need to be made. And if you pay attention to this, and if you choose to go further, the Hierophant in reversed is, like, in some cases, like the rebellious teenager, who sort of begins to question society. It begins to take part of, why do I need to do this way, or why do I need to feel this way? And it's meant in its positive sense, not just to be a troublemaker, not just to be a pain in the rear end. It's really about your own. It's asking questions for your own self-discovery and for your own understanding. That's what the energy is about. So it's that sort of questioning. And again, I just want to clarify, it's not an energy that's meant to be just to be a pain in the rear end or a troublemaker. It's a genuine energy that is allowing you to question these sort of belief systems, and then allows you to make up your own decisions, whatever they need to be. So with that, our fifth card, this is our Eight of Cups. Oh, I'm sorry. We're not on our fifth card. We're on our fourth card. Our fourth card here is the Seven of Cups. And this is an energy that is represented by, this is your challenges. Sorry, God, I'm got confused here, so I apologize for that. Okay, now, in our fourth card, we have the Seven of Cups. This is represented by your challenges. This is your challenge and energy. So, angel and spirit guides, please let us understand for this why the Seven of Cups is in our challenges for our Geminis during this time frame, please. Okay, well, so for our challenges, remember, these are things that are typically presented to you, Gemini, in some sense of choice. So the Seven of Cups, this is a card that again represents new opportunities and choices, and at times it can even represent some sort of illusion. So with the Seven of Cups in your challenging energies right now, this is really letting you know that you have options and opportunities for which that you can choose. However, you have to understand there is some responsibility, and you need to be careful, because if you're prone to illusion and unrealistic ideals, that could lead you in the wrong direction. This is an energy that is providing you, Gemini, an opportunity to look at things and to examine things for what they are. And so, for instance, if an opportunity presents to you that promises more money and more fame or more power, or sounds super appealing, but it's going to encourage you to look deeper and what there is to offer, because you may realize that it's not everything that was cracked up to be. So again, if you get an opportunity that's appealing to your ego, pull back and look deeper into that offer, because that's going to allow yourself to examine what truly is there, and think of it sort of as a safety check. It could be great, or it may not be what it's cracked up to be. So because particularly you want these opportunities that are important and bring about value to your higher self. That's what's critical. So evaluate your options and make sure, Gemini, that you dig below the surface to discover what's involved with sort of each choice that you have. Keep in mind that often with the Seven of Cups, it's an energy of wishful thinking and projecting into the future about things that you wish to create, and rather than taking action, you have to be here in the present to make it happen. So again, this is an energy that's not tied on I wish something will happen. This is about taking action and wanting to do the things that will bring it forward. So I guess an example of that is going to be, let's say you want to be in better shape, and you want a more healthy body, and until it's time to get out there and exercise, it's not going to happen. So, you might want to wish for successful business, but however, in that energy, because you want more of a long-term, sustainable passive income. But if you're not ready to put in the energy or the work in order to be able to get that income, then you're not going to see it. So again, this is about really understanding that if you spend of your time wishing something will happen, but you're not putting in the work, then it's time to choose one thing and make it happen. So, or this isn't going to happen, period. So again, it's not wishful thinking. This is about things that you really want to move forward and that you'll put the work in. In some cases, Gemini, you may find that your ideas are not grounded in reality, and so you might have to modify your plans. And something that sounded really fabulous in your imagination, but when it comes to implementing that, it's an opportunity to allow you to realize that they're not going to work out in the real world. The Seven of Cups is typically a sign of what they call the shiny object syndrome. Perhaps it's an energy. It's that sort of feeling where you keep looking for the next big thing, but you fail to see any sort of new opportunities that will work it through. So if you're constantly coming up with the next big idea, but you're going to end up missing the chance, to bring whatever ideas you did have forward. So this is really an energy to focus on one thing at a time, and by doing so, by focusing on one thing at a time, it's going to bring you closer to your goals. And this is an energy that's going to encourage you to resist temptation and not get sidetracked to other ideas that may arise or other opportunities. If other good ideas come forward, it really is going to be helpful if you make a note of them so you don't forget them. But it's really about staying focused on one thing at a time that you're doing. So see this as an energy that invites you to move out of ideas and options and move into the implementation and planning. And it's encouraging you to evaluate pros and cons. But the bottom line, it's really up to you to make sure that the option that you choose is really in alignment with your purpose and your highest good. Because until you do so, you're going to feel paralyzed by that. So remember, you want to focus on things and involve yourself in these situations that present yourself in your highest good. And finally, our fifth card is our outcome energies, and this is the Eight of Cups in our energy. So angel and spirit guides, please help us understand for our Geminis why the Eight of Cups is in their outcomes energies during this time frame, please. Well, Geminis, with the Eight of Cups being in the upright position, and particularly in your outcome energy, you're going to feel, many of you Geminis are going to feel compelled to perhaps walk away from a disappointing situation. And it could mean in some cases that you're wanting to turn your back on an unfulfilling relationship, or a career path, or a living arrangement, or even a creative project or a job or something. And it really is about something that at one time gave you happiness and brought meaning to you. It was important to you at one time, but if you've invested yourself emotionally, and even if you put in your best efforts, there's a feeling of disappointment around this sort of project, because and the energy I'm picking up is that it hasn't turned out the way you expected. And what you're feeling right now is you're realizing that you're not really getting anything out of this situation at this time, and the feeling that you're presenting here is that the only choice that you have is to put it behind you and move forward with your life. And by moving forward, even if it means it brings sadness to you, as you need to say goodbye to it. So it's about saying goodbye to something that had meaning to you. The Eight of Cups here in your outcomes is an energy that's suggesting that you're sensing that something is missing, particularly on an emotional or spiritual level. And instead of really waiting around here, Gemini, for things to get better, you feel that you need to leave it. You need to leave that unfulfilling situation. And it may not make sense to others because on the surface, it looks as if you have everything that you would wish for, but deep down, it's not serving your highest good, and it's time for you to let it go. This could be a variety of issues. This could be the job that you thought put you forward, but once you got the job, it isn't bringing you happiness. It could be a relationship or somebody that you thought you really wanted to be with that was going to, light all your fires and romance levels. But once you got in that relationship, you realized it wasn't meeting those things. It wasn't meeting the expectations that you had. It's that sort of energy. The Eight of Cups is typically an energy sign that for many Geminis, if you're trying to escape a problematic emotional situation, and or you're avoiding some sort of major psychological or emotional issues and concerns, keep in mind that the cups in general typically represents an emotional issue that is really real and present in your life. And if you so far up to this time period, if you've been trying to pretend that it doesn't exist anymore, or you're refusing to deal with this sort of emotion or feeling, and in many cases you've even repressed it, your emotions, or you refuse to have open conversations with others about whatever it is that's happening, and because instead you prefer to pretend as if everything was okay, and just avoiding the scene altogether. And as we know, avoidance doesn't make things go better, and repressing things, something's going to trigger it at some point in our life. I mean, that's just the way things go. So the energy in your outcomes here is an energy with the Eight of Cups that's going to invite you, Gemini, to ask yourself what brings you joy, what brings you contentment, what brings you fulfillment, and on a deeper level. And without it, you might pursue goals that fail to give you satisfaction that you're seeking. So again, if you think being in a long-term relationship is what you really desired and what you really, really wanted, and then and you manifested it, and now that you're in this long-term relationship, you realize that it wasn't just the long-term relationship that you wanted, but you also wanted a deep soul connection with that person, and you're not feeling it with this long-term relationship. So if that's not there, then the relationship will not fulfill your needs, no matter how long you stay together. So it's that kind of energy. So Geminis, if you find yourself repeatedly sort of in these Eight of Cups situations where you have no choice but to walk away because something's not meeting your expectation, this is a sign and an energy for you, Gemini, to spend some time exploring what will bring you true happiness, and particularly realign your goals with your values, and your expectations, so that you can sort of stop this repetitive behavior. Hope that makes sense. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it right there and let that soak in for you. So with that, Geminis, thank you so very much. If you would like to support my channel, again, I appreciate it, and you can do so by clicking on like the video and subscribe to my channel, and ring the notification bell. Also, if you if any part of this presentation resonated with you, please leave a comment below. I would love to hear it. And if it didn't resonate, or parts of it didn't resonate, understand it's a general reading, and it's okay, and let it go. So I thank you so very much, Geminis, and I wish you the best, and we will see you in the last 2 weeks of March, for the last March 16th. So thank you again, and have a good day. Take care.